Coming up on Mountain News this morning, an Eastern Kentucky native returns to the mountains to bring some much-needed relief, and a group of schools in our region provides shelter to people who need it the most, especially during the heat.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning to you. 6:32 here. I'm Dakota Makris. Good morning to you. Well, let's take it over. I almost forgot Brandon's name for a second. Let's take it over to Brandon this morning. Brandon, good morning to you. Now, how can I forget your name? That's just awful, isn't it?
Listen.
I kind of blanked for a second. I was like, who am I tossing to? Who is that?
It happens sometimes.
It does. Yeah. Oh, well.
You know, I think I know why.
Why?
Because there's not only fog in your brain, there's fog outside too. So that's
such a good segue.
That's right.
I wish I was as good as you.
Exactly. Let's get into the forecast this morning, and you'll see as we take a look at our hazard camera, it's pretty foggy out there this morning. So we're going to continue to watch that as we head through the first part of our day. So continue to be careful if you're traveling this morning. If you're not able to travel, if you can't get out there this morning, it's going to be foggy probably at your house. So just kind of be aware of that. If you could even see us, we're thankfully down to quite a few folks without power, but I have heard that some cable companies are having trouble getting us back online right now. So hopefully you can see us or hear us or whatever you've got, because it's going to be a hot day. Temperatures not too bad right now, 63 in Wise to 71 in Jackson as you head through the first part of the day. A lot of upper 60s out there, 68 to about 60, or I say 67 to 69, kind of a popular number out there this morning. Couple spots below that, Jonesville and Irvin at 66. Forecast for today, 90 degrees this afternoon, hot and humid conditions. You factor in that heat index, it'll feel closer to 100 at times. More on that forecast coming up here in just a little bit. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, in the past few days, relief efforts have extended beyond the Commonwealth, and Eastern Kentuckians who have left the mountains are returning home to help. Our Alyssa Williams has the story of how one Breathitt County native came home to give some much-needed assistance.
After hearing how floodwaters left her family and community devastated, Dr. Randy Barnett, a Breathitt County native who now lives and works in North Carolina, knew she needed to come back home.
They were telling me there was no physical way for me to get here at that time. All the roads were covered or blocked off.
That's when a colleague, who is also a pilot in training, wanted to help the neurosurgeon in any way he could.
And Randy had reached out to the neurosurgery department, and they banded together to bring lots of donations to her home while she was working and have them ready to go for us to fly here today.
Dr. Barnett and resident anesthesiologist Dr. Philip Scholes were able to fly from North Carolina to the Wendell H. Ford Airport to deliver supplies and reunite Barnett with her family.
So the fact that we got to do that today, to come together, or rather to bring her over here with all the supplies that she collected, was just a big win for myself personally and a big win for us all around.
Dr. Barnett says although it's heartbreaking to see how the region is hurting, she feels confident it will rise again.
I just want to say to the people of Kentucky, you know, you got lots of angels everywhere that really care about you. And we're going to grieve, but we're going to get through it and we're going to rebuild. And, you know, we're Eastern Kentuckians are strong people. We're salt of the earth people, and we'll figure it out and we'll be able to move forward together.
In Perry County, Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, although Dr. Barnett had to return to North Carolina, she says she hopes to eventually move back to the Commonwealth to continue helping Kentuckians that need it. Well, the Wolfe County School District opened its doors for people in Breathitt County displaced by flooding to seek shelter. School staff are volunteering to help run the 3 shelters in Campton. Wolfe County High School is open for people and families. Wolfe County Middle School is for patients from Jackson Nursing Home, and Campton Elementary is for people and their pets. Staff are collecting donations as well.
I sure lost everything I had, you know, but I got out of there with my life. Water was dry, but my life and her life ain't worth it. You know, material things will dry. If they don't, you'll get more. Yep. But you're going to get one life to live, and that water ain't nothing to play with.
Officials are still asking for donations. They'll be delivering clothes to Mountain Mission on Highway 30 in Jackson, and other types of donations will go to First Church of God also on Highway 30 in Jackson. At last check, thousands are still without power and many more do not have access to running water following last week's deadly flooding. We were able to catch up with one organization from Ohio doing what it can to provide hope to people in our region in the form of clean laundry. It is a small act, putting big smiles on those impacted by historic flooding.
Some people are without power, some people are without water, some people have lost everything. So a variety of situations that we're able to come in and help and provide them with clean laundry.
Matthew 25 Ministries deployed the Tide Loads of Hope mobile unit. The organization is at the Hazard Walmart. It can wash up to 150 loads per day. People can drop off 2 bags of clothes per household for free.
Sometimes the small things can make a big difference. If we can take this off their plate and let them focus on other things, that's what we're here for.
Making a difference for people like Don Spicer, his family, and
Princess. Oh, but she's rotted.
They were impacted by flooding in Buckhorn. His power was turned back on Monday, but his water is still out.
You just thank these people so much, you know. You don't really know how appreciated you are till you know you don't have that.
And the organization is providing more than just laundry services.
We'll be in the neighborhoods distributing products, so that's with Cintas, P&G, and then we've also got the Duracell Power Forward program, so they'll be distributing batteries and providing battery charging services.
Hoping a bag of clean clothes makes a huge difference. In Perry County, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News. The organization will be in Hazard through at least Thursday. People can expect to get their clothes back in 24 hours. To see where the group will be next, you can check out the group's social media pages. Well, Toyota Motor Manufacturing in Kentucky is stepping up to help flood victims. The organization is giving $750,000 to help with immediate needs and long-term recovery. Here's what a spokesperson had to say about this massive pledge.
Right now, we have about 157 team members from these counties affected. And we are first and foremost trying to make sure that everyone is safe and have the things they need. You know, fortunately, we've been able to get a hold of most of them, but still trying for some of those that are in challenging areas with no cell phone coverage. But you know, it's very important that we support our team members as much as possible to help them through this crisis.
Now, the money is being split between Foundation for Appalachian Recovery and St. Bernard Parish, which has been helping with a disaster since Hurricane Katrina. And Toyota is doubling every dollar donated by its team members as well. Shop Local Kentucky has created a new shirt to help Eastern Kentucky flood victims. You can order the shirts online. All the money will go to the Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund. Rick Painter, founder of the Shop Local, says it's only natural for the organization to help Kentuckians rebuild.
It's definitely a cornerstone of what we do. Our Kentucky Strong initiative raised over $1.1 million over the last 4 years, and we've been able to give that from everything from hurricane relief down in Texas to, you know, food inconsistency in Eastern Kentucky. So
there are other ways you can get involved. You can drop off donations at Shop Local's warehouse on West High Street in Lexington through Saturday. It also has set up an Amazon wish list online. Food City is teaming up with WYMT and other stations for a fundraising campaign to benefit flood relief efforts. Food City has pledged a $25,000 contribution to kick off the drive. The campaign will run from today through Friday, August 12th, in all Kentucky and the Tri-City area of Tennessee Food City locations. Customers wishing to participate can make a monetary donation at the checkout. 100% of the funds collected will benefit the Appalachian Kentucky Crisis Fund. And for the Appalachia Rises, a week of giving, we are partnering with our sister station WKYT in Lexington and our sister station WSAZ in Charleston, Huntington, West Virginia, to support the ARH Foundation Fund for Flood Relief and the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky Crisis Fund. You can get involved in the fundraising effort by scanning the QR code on your screen. Our parent company, Gray Television, will also donate $50,000 toward relief efforts. Fundraising efforts received a major boost from Hazard native Joe Kraft and his wife, former UN Ambassador Kelly Knightcraft. The couple will match every dollar raised for the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky Crisis Fund up to $1.5 million.
So many people coming out to help, and we surely appreciate it here in our time of need. Let's take a look at your forecast. Some fog out there this morning. We're going to continue to see again near zero visibility in many areas, and you see that basically at Ashland, Logan, now Pikeville down to zero visibility at the airport anyway, not at the sensor or not at the cameras in town. We're looking at zero visibility at Williamsburg and Jacksboro, and again, anything less than 5 miles on this map, which includes a couple of locations, is dense fog. So temperatures still going down out there this morning. Only a couple of 70s left. 70 Prestonsburg and Jacksboro, and 71 in Jackson. Everybody else is in the 60s. That's several degrees colder across the region from what it was just 24 hours ago. Your breakfast forecast, we're going to be seeing a lot of folks out there seeing some cooler temperatures, actually cooler than this right now. But again, they'll start to heat up quickly as we get the sun up and get into the heat of the day. Dakota?
All right, Brandon, thank you so much. It's 6:42. Still to come here on Mountain News this morning. Yet another COVID-19 variant is causing positive cases to pop up across the country. Well, those details in just a few minutes.